So hello guys, welcome to my channel, Mr. Adair Bet Predict, one of the channels that give you guys the best score prediction, betting strategy and betting prediction. In today's video, I would like to share you guys an update about the tennis betting strategy. So one of the current trending betting strategy, apart from the corner tips, double chance over 1.5 and first half over 0.5. So now without wasting much of our time, I've already made the process of selection of most of these particular strategies, and I'm going to add some updates or tips on this particular in this particular edition of the video. And I already made a live streaming video. So now the process of selection and prediction, I'm going to skip some, and if you want to watch the full process of how to predict tennis betting strategy, you can just watch the video that I will drop in the video description, this particular video description. Now let us click on the tennis, and one thing that I want you guys to not forget is that you should always go for the top leagues, and that is the best way you can easily find your selection for tennis betting strategy. Always go for top leagues, and currently there is a current particular tournament that is going on tennis, and you will be getting enough match to predict your games on every day. Now these are some matches that involve, I think, the men's single and their top leagues. So under the top leagues, we have the open men single. Under that, we have 22 matches, and for the women, we have 25. Now, combining these total matches together, we are currently having 45 games to predict your first half. No, first, I think the first set, the U set rather. So first set total point of 7. I always like to go for 7 because it happens to be the common over points that always occur in tennis betting strategy. Now when you click on it and you have your games that are currently available like this, so what you just need to do is that the only tips that I want you guys to get informed about is that always avoid games that the bookmakers are assigning a particular small odd to a particular player, that probably an odd maybe around maybe 1.17, 1.25. I will surely recommend you guys going for all teams that players that are playing against each other, that are having, maybe the home player is having 1.30 odd and the away player is having something that is even more than 1.30 odds. Don't go for matches that, maybe let me give you an example of one. Uh, Always avoid games like this, whereby you are seeing that the bookmakers are assigning a particular odd that is around maybe 1.08, 1.10, 1.15, 1.17. So you can partially go for maybe probably something like, okay, let me look for one. You can partially go for something like this. You can partially go for it, but always avoid going for something like this. Don't go near it, because most times their first set total point always end up as probably maybe 7 on dots, maybe 7, maybe probably around maybe like 6-1, the correct score for first set. It happens like that most times when it comes to predicting games that one players was assigned an odd of maybe 1.19 and below. So now, in short, I will quickly make a summary of how tomorrow games will be under the tennis prediction. That is the tennis first set over 7.5 uh, points, and that is what we'll be looking into. And in a quick selection, so I'll be going for something like this, and the first thing that we will check, as you already know, is checking their stats, that is their head-to-head new. So already we have a particular match here. They've played at least 3 times against each other, and we have their last 5 games for the home players and the last 5 games for the away players. So what you just need to check when it comes to tennis prediction is only their head-to-head new, whereby the bookmakers will provide the average total points in their first set. Now, the only thing that you need to check again is that this is the average total point of the first set. What you just need to make sure is that for the home player and the away player, both must have something like around 5.0 and above. Both of them, at least the home player here we have it as 5.0, and the away player we have 5.8, so we are good to go with that. So the next step is just that you have to check their last 5 home games, the home player games, the away player games, and the last previous meeting together. Make sure that at least 80% of their last previous meeting ended up as first set over 7.5. And I won't be making I won't be showing you guys that process in this particular video because I already made a video on that, and you can watch the full video on that in the video description of this particular one that I'm currently on. So let us check the markets provided by the bookmakers for the first set tennis points. Okay, we have it as 1.06. Now let's check another one. So, and for example, now don't forget what I told you guys that you should always avoid. So for example, games like this, I want you guys to avoid this. Now let's skip that. So another one, games like this, let us skip that also. But we are going for this. Let's check the start and let's see what we can have there. So check their head to head. So it's a very simple steps and strategy. Just check their average first set. You must be having around 5.0 and above, and for this particular match, for the home player we have 5.2, for the away player we have 6.0. Actually meet our requirement. The next thing that you just need to check is to check their last previous games and how, like, their total point they've been having in their first set, like checking it manually using your live score app or any other app that you use for predicting or for checking the stats and the last uh, previous game. So now let's check the odd provided by the bookmakers. So the odd provided by the bookmakers for the first set over 7.5 happens to be 1.08, and most times the common odd that you can always get in tennis first set total points happens to be around the range of 1.25 and below. And sometimes you can actually get something that is very higher, maybe probably around 1.44. It depends on what the bookmakers are thinking or should be the outcome. That is their own. Now let's check further. We have another one here. You can go for this. You can go for this, and let's see. So let's check. So another one here, we have the home player having an average of 4 sets as a 6.2. And now let's check the for the away player. The away player is also having a 5.4 average first set total points, and it's made the requirement of checking this particular segment. The only thing that you need to check further is their last previous games and how they've been playing all their first sets, checking if they've been playing over 7.5 first set total points in at least 80% of their last 5 games. Now let's see the odd for this particular market. The odd is around 1.07, and this is the process that you guys will need to be following. So we have enough games to go on. This particular game, avoid it. Also avoid this too, and let's check further. You need to avoid this particular game. Avoid this. Avoid this also. Avoid this particular game and this. So I want you guys to apply these particular strategies to the rest of the game, and let's see, are you experiencing winning in your selection. So this particular game, avoid it. Avoid this also. You can avoid this particular match. Also avoid this match. You don't predict all these matches that I'm circling as a 4 sets over 7.5, please. So you can also avoid this too. So we have a few games that you can go for. What you just need to do is just make sure that in the last previous games they had at least 80% of their last previous game as a first set over 7.5, and also the stats in their head to head that show the average first set total points must be around 5.0 and above. So guys, I believe this particular video is informative, and you're able to gain something very important in it. I'm currently winning my tennis tips back to back these days, and when it comes to corner, I'm doing well with it. So the current strategy that I'm still working on, and not minding the odds. Sometimes I don't mind the odds that the bookmakers are offering, because sometimes the bookmaker will assign a particular odd to some teams and you'll be like, oh, this odd is too much. No, nothing concerned odds with some, based on the bookmaker's assumption, they can assign a particular odd to a particular team. But when you do your own analysis and you're able to get that, okay, this particular team is informed, this one is not informed, you can easily get to know who is going to win despite even against the odds. Now, for example, in this particular match, I'm talking about double chance now. When it comes to double chance, odds is not something that you need to consider as a factor that can actually, odds can also influence the outcome of the game, but not, that one is just a minor aspect. The most important is the team form and the decision of the coach, the decision of the each individual players, working as a team. Because if you check this particular game very well, you can see that there are some odds that are extra large, and you can see that we have some odds that are also very small, and we have odds that seems to be in the medium range category. This is where you notice that I did not predict this particular game as odds. So what I followed in this particular prediction is not basically or just ordinarily on according to the odds. It is based on some factors that are considered. So guys, I would just advise you guys to join our membership. If you check the button beside the subscribe bell, you are going to see a particular uh, clickable button that is written as join. You can join our membership to access unlimited tutorial on some betting strategy, and also to access some of our exclusive perks and videos that will be useful for you guys when it comes to sports betting. So thanks for you for watching. Make sure you are subscribing to this particular channel, like our video, and drop your comment if you have any question. Bye.